So we got the Page of Pentacles here. Someone is working on manifesting a new opportunity. They're in the beginning stages of it. It's physical, financial, career type opportunity, possibly starting a new business. But someone or something, possibly even internally, could be being manipulative with the Knight of Cups in reverse. Being manipulative, unreliable, disappointing possibly. But so that's the obstacle. And so the advice or a solution to that obstacle is to be more fair with yourself and others. Be more forgiving to yourself and others so that you can be more giving to others. So forgive yourself so you can be more giving to others. Interesting. So yeah, for the possible future, we have the Queen of Wands. So it's like standing in your energy, owning your power, tapping into your joy and being enthusiastic, and I always like to say having that gusto, tapping into like your gusto energy and general warmth. So a way to actualize that future would be to tap more into your intuition. Your intuition is guiding you at this time. So tap more inward at this time. There's a lot going on. So like I keep saying, it's like a vortex going on right now. It's like you're become the eye of the storm, where it's more calm in the center of the eye of the storm. So yes, be that calm. I mean, you can even see it's like she's the middle, she's in the center of everything that's going on externally, and create that peace inward. Subconsciously, for what's going on, is like your subconscious is thinking of the long term right now. It's like the seeds have been planted. The conscious mind isn't always caught up to what's going on. However, your subconscious is thinking long term, and it's planning ahead. It's like 5 steps ahead of us most of the time, if not more. And so it's just learning how to be patient, learning how to see the big picture of what's going on. And so for what our higher selves are trying to get us to realize at this time is the Devil card in reverse. So it's like, release those limiting beliefs, release the things that are chaining you and binding you, keeping you in a low vibration, anything that you feel is keeping you out of alignment. Now is the time to let it go, because this energy is very powerful. We're in a powerful vortex right now with the lunar eclipse September 7th, and we're basically starting eclipse season. So the sooner we release the things that no longer serve us, the better we're gonna be. Because right now it's like trying to have your feet in 2 boats, and it's like they're slowly drifting apart, and it's like you gotta pick a boat. You gotta pick which boat are you gonna sail with, and it's like, are you gonna let your limiting beliefs hold you back, or are you gonna choose a higher path where it's like you're gonna be in alignment with your authentic self and your higher self. So now is the time. I know change is scary. However, it's just, you have to really think of like your highest timeline, and then think of like your lowest timeline. And it's like, which one would you prefer? Because it's literally like that right now, where it's like, if you're not choosing your highest timeline, it's like you're choosing like, not that basically. It's like you're choosing basically the lower timeline. So our actions and our choices are very important right now. And we're like being overwhelmed by choices. At the same time, that's why we have to tap into our intuition and go inward at this time, so that we can sit in our power, sit in our stability, you know, that stable foundation, having that backing, you know, supporting us. So the sooner we let go, the better. You know, it's like you're just causing yourself more unnecessary pain, you know, when we hold on to things that no longer serve us. And yeah, some of the fly out cards was the Magician in reverse. So it's like tapping into your skills, tapping into your resources. Like there might be things that you might have missed, you know, things that can help you release, things that can help you to let go of the things that are no longer serving us, you know, and that can go as far as like Reiki, you know, tarot readings, EMDR, EFT, like I have a whole list, energetic NLP, you know, there's so many things out here now. There's so many tools, and a lot of healers are starting to step up and offer their services to the world. So it's time to start tapping into those resources, because the energy is creating such a whirlwind around everyone, and it's creating all this chaos, and it's like it needs to be released. It needs to be released at this time so that we can all move forward as a collective. So yeah, because like literally the Tower in reverse came out. It's like we're going through like an internal collapse, so to speak. You know, it's like we're releasing, as I said, what's no longer serving us, but then also the fear of releasing, because we get in our comfort zone, even though we think it's our comfort zone. That's another thing I realized. We confuse our comfort zone with like what's actually safe for us. You know, we think that our comfort zone equals safety, when actually our comfort zone and our safe zone are actually two separate things. Like we kind of gotten them mixed, because what's safe for you is like supporting yourself and giving yourself self-care and things like that. But then our comfort zone is like procrastinating, distracting ourselves, kind of putting things off, you know, things that we should be attentive to. So just keep that in mind, that there is actually a distinction, even though it's a fine line. But when you shift your perspective, it's like, oh, comfort zone doesn't mean I'm safe. It just means I'm most of the time stagnant. So just keep that in mind. And the other card that flew out was the Temperance card, but it was cross. So, but at this time, we're basically just learning how to balance and have patience with this process, because we have to give ourselves a lot of love and compassion at this time, as we're trying to balance and understand and realign ourselves with, you know, these higher dimensional energies that are coming in with the solar flares, with the, you know, Schumann resonance, you know, just all the changes that are happening at this time. So just know that there is support out there. Just know that, you know, just continue to be curious about things that may be holding you back, and how you can get help to release those things. If you want, you can send me a DM, and I'll gladly send you resources for different situations or things that may help you at this time. So just let me know, and take care.